It was a no, it was a cold, dark night in the Changeling Hive, far away from the castle of Canterlot. In the hive stood an army of changelings. Their queen, Queen Chrysalis, is still very much alive and sitting in the castle's throne room. Since she, quite honestly, failed to take over Canterlot, being being blown away by shining armor in Princess Cadence, and failing towards places and falling towards places unknown. She rounded up what's left of her army and fled back to the hive, broken and weak. Now she regained most of her power and wants revenge against Twilight Sparkle, the pupil of Princess Celestia, Princess of the Sun, and her friends. Twilight Sparkle was the one who found the dark secret of Queen Chrysalis. The gaze of Princess Cadence was nearly winning. Twilight appeared in the halls of Canterlot and ruined the Queen's plans of a hostile and easy takeover. Now, Queen Chrysalis wants revenge against the purple unicorn, but she isn't strong enough yet to invade Canterlot even with her army. She couldn't get past the royal guards. She needed to find another army of Twilight. No, wait, enemy, my bad. Another enemy of Twilight and her friends. So she sent out a changeling guard to find a perfect ally for her. As she sat in her throne room, remembering what happened in Canterlot, a changeling guard walks through the halls of the castle and enters into the throne room, bowing before the queen. Queen Chrysalis, who had her eyes closed while having flashbacks, heard her guard walking towards her and opened her emerald eyes to see her coming. "Your Majesty," said the guard, "we've found it." Chrysalis gave a wary smile back to the guard and said, "Perfect." The guard led the changeling queen to where they had found him. The two changelings exit the throne room and went into the night. They headed straight for the castle of Canterlot. Landing on the outskirts of the castle, they both morphed into ponies. Queen Chrysalis turned into Luna, and her guard turned into a royal guard. Together, they flew to the place of the labyrinth. They traveled through the labyrinth until they came on a large tower at the center of the maze of bushes. They entered the tower and opened through an open doorway, and everything is dark before their eyes. The clouds above them moved, allowing the moonlight to shine through the roof of the tower. Before their eyes stands a white statue of the spirit of chaos and disharmony and discord in his stony prison. The two changelings morphed back into their original forms. The changeling guard led the defeated changeling queen to another defeated villain, defeated by Twilight Sparkle and her friends, a potential ally the queen was looking for. her revenge against the ponies that defeated her. "This is it, your highness," said the guard, pointing at the statue. "At least I've finally found him," Chrysalis said. She turned to look at the guard and ordered, "Keep watch outside. I have some business that I would like to discuss with our new friend." "Of course, your majesty," answered the guard, and he went outside. The guard exits the tower and keeps watch for other guards. Everything is silent and quiet until the door closes by itself, startling Queen Chrysalis. "You know, it's not often that I receive a visit from royalty," said a ghostly voice. "Queen Chrysalis, is it?" "So you are Discord," said Queen Chrysalis, looking at the statue that seemed to have disembodied the voice. "Spirit of chaos and disharmony at your service," said Discord's voice. "Despite being in a statue form that is not able to move, I have come too." "I know why you're here," Discord's disembodied voice interrupted. "You want revenge against Twilight Sparkle. 'Tis task, your majesty. Playing around with revenge is a very dangerous thing. I could have succeeded in conquering Canterlot had that pathetic unicorn not found me out. Perfect little Twilight. I want to make her pay for thinking she could humiliate me. But I can't act against her on my own. That is why I have come seeking your help." "How exciting!" "Sadly, as you can see, I have some trouble getting around these days. I'm afraid I could only help you if I am freed from this prison." "And how am I supposed to do that?" Queen Chrysalis asked, curiously, but also cautiously. "Tell me, your majesty, what happens when you, let's say, remove one of the elements of harmony?" asked Discord. "I don't understand," said the Changeling Queen, confused. "Twilight Sparkle is the key to activating the element's harmony's power," Discord stated. "Take her out of the picture, and this puts a new spin on things." "Go on," said Queen Chrysalis. Get Twilight's friends to turn against her," Discord advised. "Weak chaos spread disharmony. Make Twilight the villain, and only then will you be able to separate her from the others." "But how can I do that?" asked Chrysalis. "They trust her too much to believe she would do something terrible on her own accord." "Ugh," groaned Discord intermittently. "And here I thought there was someone smart enough in cheese, grated brain of yours. Think, Chrissy, think. Who does Twilight Sparkle care about more than any pony in Equestria?" Now the Queen was getting what Discord was talking about. "The thought of harming some pony Twilight loves most." I see. Now you're getting it," Discord continued. "Break the element of magic away from the others, and I shall do the rest. No pony will be enough to stop us, not even Celestia. You get your sweet revenge, and I get to roam free as I did before, no longer chained by the elements of harmony. Very well, I will help you escape from your prison, but should you double-cross me, there will be dire consequences. warned Queen Chrysalis with a serious face. Oh, perish the thought, said Discord. We shall see, said Queen Chrysalis, flying to a mirror, betraying the 6 ponies defeating Discord. Heed this warning, Twilight Sparkle. The end of harmony may arrive sooner than you think, the Queen evilly chuckled. The sun shone brightly down upon the small town of Ponyville. Life is normal here, in the small town. Ponies are out and about, saying hi and good morning. As a purple unicorn, Twilight Sparkle, with her dragon assistant, Spike, at her home in the library. Sitting on the balcony of her home, engrossed in a thick hound of a novel. She was living in this library treehouse since she moved in with Spike, who was her personal assistant when Twilight was just a filly. Twilight was a pony that focused on studying and reading books instead of making friends with other ponies. However, since she moved to Ponyville, she was quickly befriended by the humble country pony Applejack, the daredevil yet loyal pony Rainbow Dash, the hyperactive and laughable pony Pinkie Pie, the charming, beautiful, and gorgeous pony Rarity, and the timid, gentle, caring pony Fluttershy. These 5 ponies quickly befriended Twilight when they met Nightmare Moon, and they quickly learned that the only way to defeat her was with the elements of harmony, which were believed to be stored in the ruined fortress that lied somewhere in the Everfree Forest. Along the way, they endure tests of their honesty, kindness, laughter, generosity, and loyalty. When they passed each test, they found themselves at the ruined fortress where the elements of harmony were believed to be held. As they proceeded, they came across stones that were believed to be the elements, and also came Nightmare Moon herself. Twilight herself found out that the stones weren't the elements of harmony. The ponies were the elements of harmony themselves. After finding that out, the elements of harmony were unleashed from within the ponies. Together, they unleashed a rainbow fury that defeated Nightmare Moon and redeemed her, bringing her back as the normal pony she originally was, Princess Luna, the Princess of the Night. Soon thereafter, they used the same rainbow power on Discord, a deformed spirit of chaos and disharmony, that broke from his statue prison and let loose against the 6 ponies and Lily, all of Equestria. Discord was placed back into his stony prison, and the 6 ponies celebrated and were appreciated as heroes. Not long after that, Twilight's brother, Shining Armor, and her full sitter, Princess Cadence, were to be married. But only to find out that Cadence was a fake, and the real Cadence was being imprisoned in a crystal cave. They both got out of there, and the fake Cadence was a changeling queen, and her army of changelings invaded Canterlot. And just when hope seemed lost, at the last moment, Princess Cadence and Shining Armor unleashed the love that they had for each other, and blasted the changelings towards the horizon. That's why I love love so much. Now life was just as normal as it was every day. Twilight, Twilight, Spike called out. Yes, Spike, replied Twilight, who was still reading her book. We just got a letter from Princess Celestia. You better get down here quick. Be right there, Twilight replied back. Putting the book down to turn and go downstairs. What's the letter say? Spike held a scroll in his claws, cleared his throat, and read, To my most faithful student, I am writing this letter to inform you that this year marks the return of the the Royal Archman condition. The Archman coronation, corrected Twilight. Right, Spike continued. We are hosting a celebration in honor of this legendary event, and it would be my pleasure for you and your friends to join us at Canterlot to discuss preparations. I await your arrival. Sincerely, Princess Celestia. Do you hear that, Twilight? Gonna have to improvise. This really is an honor, Twilight said. That's what I've been thinking, Spike said. Then he asked, Wait, what's an Archman? The Royal Archman is the highest honor of any gifted and well-versed unicorn can achieve, Twilight answered. Exactly. Quick, let's send a response. Spike gets out a piece of paper and quill, and awaits Twilight's instructions on what to write down. Twilight spoke loud and clear. Dear Princess Celestia, I would be more than happy to join you for the event. I will gather up my friends immediately, and be on our way. Your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle. Spike finishes writing on the scroll, rolls it up, and sends it off with his dragon breath. A green cloud of smoke makes its way out of Twilight's library. I've been reading up on the ceremony. Supposedly, it happens every 100 years. It's one of Canterlot's most prestigious events. Wow, that is cool. Do you think the princess might give you the title, Twilight? I think that might be a bit of a stretch, Spike. The Archman position is rarely given to ordinary unicorns. It's a position reserved for the members of the royal family, but there has been an exception every now and again. Who needs a fancy title? You're still the best magician ever, no doubt. To be fair, Spike, I think you're the best assistant ever. They both chuckled and walked out the door. Twilight and Spike had gathered all of the other ponies. Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie. She told them of the celebration coming to Canterlot. So, all of them have packed their things for the journey to the castle, where the Princess of the Night and Day lived. Once they have gathered all they needed, such as Pinkie Pie getting her party cannon, they headed to the train station and towards the Canterlot Castle. After getting off the train, they immediately headed towards the castle. At the castle's entrance, they were greeted by the royal guards and took the ponies to the throne room. The mayors walk into the main hall of the castle. Celestia and Luna walk up to the 6 ponies. The ponies bow before the princesses of the day and night. "Good day, every pony," greeted Luna, the princess of the night. Next to her stood her older sister, Celestia, the princess of the day. "Do you have a pleasant... No, did you have a pleasant trip?" "It was absolutely lovely, thank you," said Rarity. "Well, the train could have had more sweets," said Pinkie Pie. "But other than that, it was super duper fantastic." Oh, Pinkie. Pinkie ate all of the candy and whatnot on the train, Rarity said, annoyed about Pinkie Pie eating a lot of candy goodies they brought. Pinkie found herself being stared at by ponies. What? They were good. Twilight turned to see the humor. Oh, God. Twilight turned to see her mentor. "We've all come just as you requested, Princess Celestia." "And not a moment too soon," Celestia said to her faithful student. Ever since Twilight was a mere filly, she was the most prized student of Celestia. Celestia could not ask for a better unicorn than Twilight Sparkle. "We have a lot to prepare for." "Say, Twilight," Rainbow Dash interrupted. "I forgot to ask this, but why are we here again?" "For the Archman celebration," sighed Twilight. "Oh," Rainbow Dash said. She paused for a moment. "What's an Archman?" Twilight rolls her eyes in circles, thinking that she is the only one that knows what an Archman is. Celestia leads all the ponies out of the throne room and towards the castle ballroom. Oh boy. Explaining what an argument is on the way, and what the ceremony is all about. On the way, Luna brings the conference with Twilight. We think that you might look fair today, dear Twilight. How have things been for you since we last met? A lot has happened since the changeling attack. How has the security of Canterlot been going? We've been working hard on strengthening our walls, Luna answered firmly. But fear not. We have made sure that none shall breach the castle during the festivities again. I do not know if my sister has been told you this, Twilight, but you will be in charge of more than organizing tonight's event. You will be in charge of security as well. Twilight stops for a moment and turns towards the princess. Wait, me? In charge of security? What about my brother, Shining Armor? He and Cadence have taken some time off to enjoy their, well, honeymoon, Celestia answered. You've proven yourself time and time again, Twilight. I trust your ability to keep things under control. Yeah, said the Flying Rainbow Dash. And we will be there to make sure that Twilight doesn't mess things up. I know you can do it, Twilight, said Celestia, believing her most prized student is going to succeed, as Celestia always does. I'll try my best, Princess, Twilight said with confidence. So, where shall we start? The day came and went so fast, like a running roadster being chased by a Cody. The castle's ballroom was being filled up with properly dressed and upper-class ponies, always dressing in style like they always were. Dozens of ponies are gathering for the Archment ceremony. The unicorns especially were gathering in larger numbers than Earth ponies and Pegasus ponies. Just on the outskirts of the city, Queen Chrysalis and the Changelings overlooked the festivities and the celebration going on. Yes, celebrate all you want, little ponies, she said mockingly. Soon, everything you hold precious will be mine. Chrysalis looked to her group of 2 changelings. You lot, follow me. As for the rest of you, you know what to do. A small group of changelings, their queen, had picked, morphed into the forms of the royal guards. Queen Chrysalis flies off with them towards Canterlot Castle, while the other group flies away from the city, for they have something special for the ponies and very chaotic. The ballroom of Canterlot is bursting with activity. Ponies from all over Equestria are enjoying themselves and each other's company. The 6 ponies, Applejack, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie, were dressed in their gorgeous dresses. They wore at the Grand Galloping Gala over a month ago. In one spot, Applejack and Rarity are sampling fine beverages from the juice bar. Hooey! Said Applejack after taking a sip. This sure is fancy spinning, ain't it, Rarity? I'm drinking juice from a chamomile glass. Of course, Applejack, Rarity agreed. I wouldn't expect any less from the princesses. Equestria's brightest are all here at their first appeal. Oh, this is simply marvelous. In one other spot, yards away from Applejack and Rarity, Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash are talking to each other when Pinkie Pie appears to them, interrupting their conversation. The Pegasi are having. Hey guys, isn't this awesome? Said Pinkie Pie, in a quirky, electric tone. Oh god. This is going to be the best party I've ever been to. Pinkie, you say that about every party. Stated Fluttershy. Meh, it's okay, said Rainbow Dash, with an average thought. I've been to way cooler parties back at flight school. Hey girls, greeted Twilight, who was wearing her dress. Every pony having a good time? Oh, Twilight, said Rarity cheerfully. This party is simply smashing. Fanfare horns were simply blown by the royal guards, meaning Princess Celestia was entering. Hold on a second, Rarity said. No, hold on a second, Rarity, said Twilight. The princess is about to speak. The fanfare horns were suddenly blown by the royal guards. No, the fanfare horns continue playing as Princess Celestia enters. Welcome, every pony. The Princess of Light greeted all the ponies. Thank you for coming to our celebration. As you are all aware, this year marks the return of the royal Archman coronation. The pony crowd erupts in applause and joy. Every 100 years, Celestia continued, the royal family of Equestria holds a special test designed to select the most magically gifted unicorn. Only the wisest and sharpest ponies can have this honor bestowed upon them. However, this year, a candidate for the Archman position has already been selected. The ponies in the crowd mumble to themselves at this announcement. Twilight looks over to her friends. I wonder who could be so talented in magic to make the princess decide so quickly, she said, curiosity. Her friends exchanged glances with one another. Until then, I hope you enjoy the celebration. Rest assured, my sister and I will make sure that every pony enjoys themselves without worry in a few minutes. We will crown the new Archman. Celestia finished. The crowd once again erupts in applause. Celestia walks off the stage and towards Twilight and her friends. That was a great speech, Princess, Twilight commented. Why, thank you, Twilight, said Celestia. Oh, that reminds me. If you'll excuse me for a moment, I need to attend to something of great importance. Celestia excused herself and walked away. As the princess walked away, a unicorn pony sees Celestia walking out of the ballroom. She follows her swiftly. As she walks out from the crowd, the pony turns herself into the form of Luna. She stalks Celestia intently. From a distinct, so the changeling queen would be noticed by Celestia. Celestia headed towards the Archman Tower and enters an old study. Lighting a single candle with her magic. Slowly, she walks to the dresser adorned with the mirror above it. Once again, using her magic from her yellow glowing horn, she opens the top drawer and retrieves a small box, in which she opens to reveal a locket. She then looks at the locket for a brief moment, before hearing a knock at the door, and startles her. Come in. The door opens, and Luna, a fake Luna, enters. Oh, hello, Luna, Celestia greeted her sister. I'm sorry for leaving the barroom so suddenly. I needed to retrieve this for the coronation. Celestia paused and looks back at the locket. Luna, can I ask you something? Anything, sister, said the lunar impostor. Do you think Twilight is ready? Asked Celestia. Oh, I think little Twilight will be more than ready, said Luna in a different, strange voice. At least you should hope she is. The lunar impostor's horn begins charging with a great deal of green magic. Celestia gasped at the sight. She is quickly pinned down to the ground by the fake Luna's forearm. Suddenly, before Celestia's eyes, Luna's arm begins changing to the changeling queen, Chrysalis. Celestia's eyes shrink in horror. Laughing evilly, Chrysalis releases her magic spell onto Celestia. As she screams for help, the green light of Chrysalis makes a silhouette of the attack against the wall. After the light dimmed, Chrysalis takes Celestia's form and exits the room, leaving a heavily injured princess in the dark room. After dealing with the powerful Alicorn princess, Chrysalis's eyes glowed green, seeing a vision of the second group of changelings. She saw them atop a tall mountain. The group stands outside the mouth of the cave. A heavy, strong breathing came from the darkness in the cold cave. Quickly, said in the lead changeling. The changelings rush into the cave. One changeling stops to stare at the giant horn of gemstones. A deep growl of a big red monster awakes in the darkness. Echoing through the cave, the changelings flinch and grab a gem in their mouths. In the pitch black, a pair of glowing yellow eyes opens. A dragon has awakened from its slumber. This made the queen laugh. She had plans with the dragon. After a great deal of time passed, since Princess Celestia, Twilight and her 5 friends look around the ballroom for the princess. I wonder where the princess is. She could be anywhere by now. Princess Luna walks up to Twilight. Twilight, have you seen my sister? Luna asked. She told me she went with you to get something, Twilight answered, worried. I wonder what's taking her so long. Don't worry about it, Twilight. I'll go check on her. Luna walks away from Twilight to find her sister. Celestia, who was really Queen Chrysalis in disguise, walks into the ballroom, and lightly bumps into Luna. Oh! Luna grunted, bumping into her fake sister. Celestia, I was just about to go looking for you. Did you get the locket? The fake Celestia raises an eyebrow in confusion. Oh yes. I have it with me. I just put it away for safekeeping. Luna smiles and nods, walking past the fake Celestia. After seeing Luna walk away, attending to her other duties, the fake Princess Celestia walks up to Twilight. Excuse me, Twilight, could I have a word with you? Oh, sure, Twilight answered. Just give me a second, girls. The Celestia imposter pulls Twilight off to the side, away from the main group. Is something the matter, Princess? Twilight asks the fake princess. Did you find what you were looking for? I did, Twilight, answered the imposter. But there are more important things to worry about right now. It's not safe to talk about it here, though. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Oh, okay, said Twilight, confused. The fake Celestia leads Twilight out of the ballroom and into the hall outside. "What's wrong?" Twilight asked. "Do you remember how the Changeling Queen got into Canterlot?" I think it was through the Crystal Caves," Twilight guessed, "where she trapped me in Cadence. Well, as you know, Twilight, the Archman coronation is one of the most important events in Canterlot. You understand why security is critical at this time. Enemies of the royal family have tried to disrupt the coronation before, and I'm afraid they might do it again. So if any pony wanted to invade during the coronation, they'd have the secret entrance through the Crystal Caves to slip in. The safety of my subjects is at stake, Twilight," stated the fake princess. "We need more guards on alert out here at the castle if we are to avoid a catastrophe from happening. What should I do? If the invaders are going to attack from the inside, then it's best to prepare strategically and reposition the guards on the outer rim of the city of the castle." "All of them?" Twilight answered, but the fake Celestia places a hoof on Twilight's shoulder. "This is an important task that I can only trust you with, Twilight." Twilight stood straight. "Alright, I'll alert the guards and set up more security inside the castle." Fake Celestia nods as Twilight runs down the hall, back to the ballroom. Spike notices Twilight running away from a window. "Huh? Twilight? Where is she?" Spike runs out of the ballroom after her. Meanwhile, Twilight convenes with a commanding officer. "Sir, we need to move the guards from the outer room of the city of the castle." "All the guards?" asked the royal guard, shocked. "But why?" "There's been word of a possible threat against Canterlot," answered Twilight. "We'll need every pony we can get, even those stationed on the outer rim." "Very well," replied the guard. "I'll alert the Northern Patrol to reposition the guards." Just as Twilight and the guard are talking, Spike catches up and listens to their conversation. "You'll have to hurry," continued Twilight. "The ceremony is starting shortly, and it's important that the guards are moved at once." Then she begins running into town. "Twilight!" he shouted. "Wait, He begins running after her and panting. "What wouldn't I give for a pair of wings?" Back at the party, every pony was still enjoying themselves. Then distant scratchings and sounds of croaking grow. Then the sound of a creaking crow-like sounds interrupted the talks. The partygoers stop what they are doing and turned their heads towards the windowsill of the bathroom. "What was that?" asked Rainbow Dash. "That sounded like a dragon!" Another loud screech is heard, louder and closer this time. Twilight is at the wall, double-checking that all the guards have been moved. She hears rebunculous and echoes of a roaring nearing around the mountain. "What in Equestria?" she wondered, slightly gasped. And she suddenly gasped. Twilight looks to the sky and hears some roars for a second time, louder and very much closer. A shadow envelops Twilight as she gazes into the sky, dumbstruck and horrified. "Oh no!" she said, horrified. A dragon had come into Canterlot Castle. Twilight begins rushing towards the castle. I hope I'm not too late, she said. The guests start to get anxious, and in a mutter, and mutter amongst themselves. They have just heard the second roar from a beast. The 5 ponies brought this matter up to Princess Luna. A dragon? Unlikely. They are a rather unsocial species, but they would never attack unprovoked, especially not Canterlot. It doesn't sound too unlikely, darling. From how loud that ruckus is getting, said Applejack. It sounds like it's right on top of us, said Rarity. Luna spoke. We should head out to investigate the... Suddenly, the dragon burst into the ballroom, through the stained glass window, as the entire crowd erupts in a panic. The dragon's crash forces the chandelier to fall onto the ground from the ceiling. The crowd tries to evacuate from the ballroom and get away from the attacking dragon. Get every pony to safety, ordered Luna, shouting. Rainbow Dash, help every pony get out safely. Yes, madam, replied Rainbow Dash, stuttering a little. The 5 ponies start to escort the guests out of the ballroom before the dragon could hurt them or so much they all smush onto them. Hurry, shouted Applejack. We don't have much time. Then Luna began to gaze at all the ponies, and she took a strong notice. Where is Celestia? She asked. The fake Celestia conveys with a royal guard in a dark, secured area. The dragon's been lured into the city, Your Highness, said the guard. Good, responded the impostor. Now it's time to put into effect the last step of my plan. Quickly, the fake Celestia changes back to Queen Chrysalis, and the royal guard changes into Celestia's form, while Chrysalis takes on the form of a normal pony. It's been an honor serving you, my liege, said the guard, with Celestia's voice. Play the part right, just as we planned. The changeling guard, in Celestia's form, nods, as Chrysalis, who is in the style of a regular pony, leaves. The dragon continues to wreck the ballroom. Twilight sees the dragon from the window. I hope I know what I'm doing, she said. Hopefully, Twilight quickly shoots a beam of magic at the dragon. Hey, you leave those ponies alone! The dragon roars after being blasted by magic and quickly chases after Twilight. Twilight runs away as fast as she could. The ponies burst out of the streets of Canterlot amidst the blushing crowds. Oh God. Spike becomes lost in the sea of panicking ponygoers. Twilight! Shouted Spike. Twilight, where are you? Spike gets shoved to the ground by the giant dragon eyeing him with malice. Spike begins to slowly back away. The dragon begins to build up its fiery breath of greatness and death. Then it releases it from its mouth. Twilight jumps in front of Spike and encases in both of them in a magic bubble shield. Twilight! Exclaimed Spike. Spike, run! Said Twilight. Go find the others. I'll try to fend off the dragon. Spike runs to find the 5 ponies. The dragon begins swishing its tail a lot, breaking various buildings. The beast emits a great breath of fire on the group and on a group of buildings. As the ponies exiting the castle began flooding the city, Twilight frantically begins looking for Celestia. Princess Celestia, where are you? I need your help. Twilight, look out! Shouted Celestia's voice a short distance away. Twilight quickly turns to see the dragon swipe her with its enormous claws. Twilight quickly dodges out of the way. Suddenly, the dragon swipes its tail again, knocking Celestia to the ground. Twilight turns to see Celestia weakened. Celestia! Twilight starts running towards Celestia, but finds a group of ponies blocking her path. The dragon begins walking closer to Celestia, opening its jaws wider, preparing to devour her. Suddenly, the dragon's head is hit with another beam of magic. The dragon quickly turns around and sees Luna walking closer towards it, until it comes to a standstill. The dragon furiously roars at the princess, blocking her view of Celestia. Luna builds up a great deal of magic from her horn. She fires it at the dragon, causing it to stumble towards an oncoming building. The dragon roars in agony and falls into a nearby tower, causing it to break. A few feet away, Twilight sees Celestia in the line of falling debris. Before Twilight's purple eyes, Celestia is crushed by the weight of the tumultuous dragon. Celestia cries out in an agonizing scream of pain. Celestia, no! Twilight's eyes begin to water. She holds out her hoof, incredibly distraught. She is barely able and begins to weep. Princess, no, 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 no! Twilight frantically starts digging through the rubble to find her beloved teacher. After trying desperately to uncover her, she breaks down sobbing. Luna, with Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, and Rarity, look on, absolutely devastated. Luna walks up behind Twilight, and shortly followed by the 5 ponies, Luna looks down at Twilight. Celestia! Twilight cried. Girls, said Luna somberly, take Twilight back into the castle. The girls try dragging Twilight away from the rubble, but she begins to struggle against them and shouting at the top of her lungs, No! I can't leave her! I can't leave her! Hey everyone. Listen, I kind of lied. The original plan was for me to actually just do the whole story with AI voice, but that didn't work out. So, I am sad to say, after recording these few chapters, Journey of the Spark reading is cancelled. However, I am not going to delete any of the stuff I have done. No, that would be too easy for me. But it would make me selfish and mistrustful. So, I'm hoping that even though I have failed, I hope the next one that will read this fanfic won't. Besides, the likes of Scribbler, LordMalevar063, and others can do a lot better than I can. I hold them in such high regard. Not only did they earn my respect over the years, but they have earned my loyalty as well. I adore them. And even the title of this fanfic was loosely based on Scribbler's philosophy of title writing, which I absolutely adore, by the way. Like, really, I do. So, this is an apology reading. No, wait. Apology recording, okay? There's a lot of errors that I have done in the recording itself. You see, after the whole Titanic thing, I got a little rusty. Hence why I didn't do big videos anymore. At least, nothing this large. But, again, I am super sorry that I failed all of you. I love my fans and hate my haters, so this is a failure that I will admit to completely. None of my haters are responsible for this, at least directly. They didn't bully me, they didn't tell me to stop. I just decided to give up on my own. So don't blame them for this. Although, blame them for everything else, okay? Anyway, again, I am so sorry. I know you've been enjoying these chapters, but if you want, you can actually record the rest of the chapters and just combine mine in. Be sure to cut it off at the appropriate time, okay? I'll make it easier for you to do so. Either that, or you can just do the whole story, which I think Scribbler will do. And again, she's earned my respect. On top of that, this is my final recording that I'm actually ever gonna do. I'm not even gonna do a short video anymore of my speaking. For real this time. This is my final recording. This is Sunny Amanda Meadows, signing off for the final time. My loyal Merponies, and friends, family, and loyalists, friends, and lovers alike, along with artists that I adore so much. This is kind of goodbye. I wanted to retire, but I've decided not to. I'll stay on YouTube for at least a few more years before officially retiring. Anyway, I just wanted to say all of that, and, well, goodbye, my Merponies, for the final time.